She handles the pressure. She handles all of the media spotlight, the attention, the expectations of how she performs on the court, the expectations of the ratings for her games. Caitlin Clark seems to have re-injured her groin. So as you guys can see here, she is dribbling down, she plants her foot, she passes the ball to Kelsey Mitchell on the back door. And then when she is running back on the other end of the court, it seems like she's grabbing her groin area. Now, they were winning by, I believe, 8 points at the time, so I guess the Sun could have came back. But every time the Indiana Fever plays the Connecticut Sun, it is a very, very physical game.
Why would ESPN manipulate viewership data for the WNBA All-Star Game? The answer might shock you. They compared numbers all the way back to 2023, completely ignoring the massive 36% drop this year. But here's the kicker. The fall happened directly after Caitlin Clark's absence. Why hide this? And what does it mean for the future of the league and its players? We've got the full breakdown, including why fans are alleging a betrayal. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Imagine this. The WNBA All-Star Game ratings hit, and instead of celebrating, ESPN panicked. The numbers weren't just bad, they were devastating.
She is fighting back tears and she walks straight over to the bench. Now, when she goes over to the bench, she starts crying, and I've honestly never seen Caitlin Clark cry on the court except when she lost the national championship game. She's never battled injuries in college. She's always been something who has been a very healthy player, and this year it has been quad injury, and then another quad injury, and then a groin injury, and now what seems to be another groin injury. I'm gonna go into some of the clips that are going viral right now. There are multiple moments in this game that were so egregiously called, or there was no calls by the referees.
With viewership tumbling 36% compared to the previous year. That's not a small dip. But instead of being upfront, ESPN tried playing a numbers game. Their tactic? Comparing 2025's ratings to 2023, conveniently skipping over 2024, which marked Caitlin Clark's high-octane rookie season. The issue? In 2023, Clark wasn't even in the league. This wasn't just bad math. It was a cleverly disguised attempt to soften the blow, and honestly, fans saw right through it. The backlash came quickly. Analysts like Christine Brennan didn't hold back, calling the move insulting to the audience's intelligence, while Austin Karp went further, labeling it a desperate attempt to create the illusion of growth. Fans were equally furious, flooding social media with receipts and memes mocking the poor spin job. More than that, the deception fueled a broader sense of mistrust. Why would a network like ESPN with decades of credibility risk it all for this? That's the question everyone asked. But the answer becomes clearer when you break down what's actually at stake. Let's talk numbers beyond TV. Ticket prices for the game dropped nearly 48% on resale markets, and arena seats were noticeably empty, an image that wasn't lost on advertisers or sponsors watching closely. If that wasn't bad enough, engagement across digital platforms plummeted. Social media mentions of the WNBA All-Star Game were down a staggering 62% compared to 2024, and official game highlights struggled to hit even half the usual views on YouTube. This wasn't just a ratings issue, it was a total engagement collapse. And here's why that matters. ESPN isn't just projecting the WNBA to fans, it's pitching it to sponsors, advertisers, and global partners. Manipulated numbers might work short-term, but they're playing with fire long-term. The real cost goes beyond hurting fans' trust. It impacts the league's future revenue streams and stability.
But this was honestly, I'm not going to share this whole clip because I don't know how much she wants the video of her basically crying on the court to be circulated around. She has been on minutes restriction for the last few games, and I've always been a bit confused by that because I did not understand why the Fever would bring her back if she was injured at all. It was honestly just so heartbreaking to see because in that moment she just looked so defeated. And Caitlin Clark is somebody, she hides it really well, and I don't know if hiding it or she handles it is probably the right thing to say. And she came back, I believe, a little over 2 weeks being out, and I originally thought that they were going to keep her out through All-Star. As heartbreaking as that would be, like, just don't even let her play in the All-Star game.
But what happens when Caitlin Clark, the league's biggest star, decides she's had enough and calls this out herself? That changes everything. You know what's wild? The league's biggest star, Caitlin Clark, wasn't even in the game, and it sent shockwaves through the entire WNBA. Her absence wasn't just noticed. It completely reshaped everything from ticket sales to social media buzz, exposing just how much the league relies on her. Without her, the All-Star game flatlined, and the numbers say it all. Clark's impact on the WNBA has been nothing short of meteoric. When she entered the league in 2024, it wasn't just about her jaw-dropping talent, it was what came with her. Record-breaking viewership followed her every game, merchandise sales skyrocketed, and sponsorship deals poured in, positioning her as the face of the WNBA almost overnight. Her presence didn't just elevate her own team, but lifted the entire league to new levels of visibility. Everywhere she played, arenas sold out. People wanted to see her shoot from the logo, grab rebounds, and make impossible plays seem routine. But this year's All-Star game, held in her hometown arena in Indianapolis, flipped that narrative. The excitement faded fast when fans learned Clark wouldn't participate. You could feel the energy drain. Ticket prices dropped by nearly half on resale sites. Many fans chose not to show up, some openly saying they only planned to attend because of her. Local businesses in Indianapolis struggled too. Hotels, restaurants, and nearby shops expecting packed crowds from Clark's hometown advantage all took a hit. Without her name on the ticket, the ripple effects went far beyond basketball. Even online, her absence was glaring. Social media mentions of the All-Star game collapsed by 62%, and streaming numbers plunged. Fans didn't just miss her, they stopped tuning in altogether. That kind of drop can't be ignored. The WNBA failed to build momentum around other players, and it's risky to pin that much on one person. This isn't just a branding issue, it's structural. If one player can make or break an entire event, what does that say about the foundation of the league? ESPN's move to compare 2025 ratings to 2023 wasn't just damage control. It revealed a deeper truth about the WNBA's reliance on Caitlin Clark. By skipping over the glaring 36% drop from 2024, they tried to mask how her absence devastated engagement. This isn't just about one game, it's about whether the league can survive without Clark carrying it. The WNBA has a branding problem, and ESPN clearly knows it. If fans, sponsors, and the league itself don't demand transparency and a broader focus on developing a deep roster of stars, what happens when Clark eventually steps away?